Good morning, nerds! I just got my Starbucks for my Saturday morning slash afternoon. I did sleep in today, but I decided to kind of give you guys an update for my Subaru. It's been about 6 years since I bought my BRZ with a manual transmission, not knowing how to drive it. I'll post the link to the video I did up here. Honestly, it's been so nice to have a manual transmission just because I feel like I have a lot more power and control driving the car. It really only took a few months for me to get comfortable, and there's still times where I feel like I'm gonna stall the car. It's usually when I'm reversing out of a parking spot. I just tend not to give it enough gas, I guess. I always feel like the car should have enough torque to back out of a parking spot, but if it's on an incline, sometimes it doesn't. Kyle has a Mustang, and when that thing is in neutral, it'll just go forward just because it has so much torque, and it'll just propel itself, but the BRZ really doesn't do that. So that's kind of been the only hassle I've had so far. Since I have had it for 6 years, I'm almost done paying my car payment. I think there's only 2 or 3 months left. I had a 6-year loan with a 1% interest. Subaru is just generally really good with having financing offers. I'm not familiar with what a standard car loan interest rate is. If you had higher or lower, let me know. I'd love to see the differences. But other than that, some other updates I want to talk about were all of the mods that I've done. I've only done 3 or 4 mods, and the only one I didn't do was the vinyl wrap. I had that professionally done. I'll probably do a video about the wrap, so I'll talk about that more in depth later. I got that. I swapped to a carbon fiber hood with the slop on top of it, and then I tinted my fog lights with a film. What else did I do? Oh, the stock taillights were silver and clear, and they're kind of boring. I knew that I wanted sequential lights because I saw a Mustang at some point and they had sequential lights on their taillights, so I wanted sequential lights. I found the Valenti ones, and they had the smoked version, which means the plastic housing is more of a gray, it's not clear. So those are the ones that I have, and I really like them. They're actually pretty popular. They're super easy to install. I had one issue with them when I was getting my vinyl wrap done because they had to remove the taillights to do the back end, and when they reinstalled them, I kind of freaked out because there was moisture inside the right one, and it was it had a little bit of water in there, and it was humid, and I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, did they just break the seal? Did they just not torque it down enough? And what ended up happening was that they just didn't seal it properly. I was afraid that they torqued it down too much and they broke the housing. So I just took them out and emptied the water and let them air dry. And then I put them back in, and I haven't had any issues since then. It's been almost 5 years since I've had the wrap. So I got the wrap relatively shortly after I bought my car. I think it was less than 6 months after. The most hate I get is when people see my car, they always ask me, why do you still have stock wheels and tires? You got a vinyl wrap and you still haven't changed your wheels. And my thought process was that I got brand new wheels and tires because I have a brand new car. So it doesn't make sense to go ahead and swap them out immediately without using them, especially because you're not going to sell them for retail cost of the tires and the wheels because they're technically not new. They're coming off of your car. So I was going to wait until I went through my tires to get new wheels, because the wheels that I want are 18/8s and the wheels that come on the BRZ are 17/7s. So I would have had to get new tires anyways, but I want to get good use out of everything that I paid for when I bought the car. So hopefully we're getting to that point soon. I've only driven 40,000 miles in 6 years because I don't drive my car in the winter. Honestly, terribly afraid of driving in the snow. I did get stuck in December when I was doing a Rover dog sitting. I was trying to come back home, and it had snowed 3 inches, and I naively thought that I would be okay, but I couldn't even get out of the subdivision, and really it should have just stopped. Maybe I'll just share this as a story time later, but it was just an awful experience, and I will never drive my car in the winter for sure now. Yeah, that's my update. If you have any specific questions about the BRZ after having it for 6 years, I don't plan on trading it in or selling it. I plan on driving it until it dies. Hopefully it doesn't throw a rod at the engine. I know that's the meme for Subarus, but it should be okay. I'm happy, and it's my car, and I've always wanted a Subaru since I was 15. 14. My brothers, both of them had STIs, and I really wanted an STI, but then the BRZ came out, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna be cooler than them. I'm gonna get the BRZ. So yeah, that's essentially an update for the BRZ. I've been really comfortable driving it. I haven't had any issues or major maintenance problems. I think just like oil changes and tire rotations. I did have one situation where my key fob battery died and I thought I was stranded, but maybe that's another story time. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you want any more BRZ content. There's a RV parking lot deciding to leave. I wonder if they spent the night here. Anyways, yeah, until next time, bye! Really awkward I'm doing this in a Target parking lot.